Today we are currently at EAA AirVenture 2024, and we are here with Hawkins Flight Academy. So guys, if you want to give yourself a little introduction and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us here, and love the partnership that we have with Aviatize. So my name is Matt Wilkins, and this is Mike Harris. We're the co-founders of Hawkins Flight Academy, based out of Shelbyville, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. And we're really passionate about working in the aviation industry, but really came upon the opportunity to start a flight school. And I'll let Mike share a little bit of his background, but I've worked in the avionics industry for the last 6 years and really understood the inner workings of business and operations, and can bring kind of that side of the partnership to the table. And I'll let Mike give a little bit of his introduction, but then we can tell you a little bit about our aircraft and what we do with them.
Yeah, sounds good. Mike Harris, and Matt and I met when I was working at the avionics company as well. But what I did before that, I became a private pilot and airplane owner over a decade ago, and I've been very involved in the industry. I started a podcast called Why We Fly. I was working for Enterprise, a rent-a-car company, but I was part of the fleet leasing department. So I was doing fleets of vehicles all the time, every day, and then through coming to the different air shows, Sun and Fun and Oshkosh, and looking at all the different airplanes out there today, got really interested in why the training fleet is what it is today, which is mostly old Cessna 172s, and new Cessna 172s are very, very expensive, prohibitively expensive for flight schools. So I started looking at light sport aircraft, and I went through a few years of kind of analyzing them and looking at them from a fleet management perspective, operating costs, and chose to purchase an Vector Harmony and start leasing it to flight schools. So that's what I started doing. It's kind of a side business, but getting into aviation more and more. So I was leasing the Vector Harmony to flight schools. It's a light sport with all Garmin glass, and then ended up joining the avionics company that Matt was working for, and that's where we met. And after a year and a half there, we decided we wanted to go all in on flight training, and started with the Harmony, started Hawkins Flight Academy. Just looked at all the different airports around Nashville and chose Shelbyville, Tennessee as the right place to be, and got going. And then we started growing our fleet. We just started the flight school back in February with the Harmony. Quickly had plenty of instructors, more students than we could handle in one airplane, which we always knew we would need more anyway. So we went to the Vans RV-12, and that's what we're standing in front of now as one of our aircraft. So we have 3 of these beautiful blue and silver Vans RV-12s, also light sport, factory built light sport, not the kit experimental that Vans is really well known for, but it's the factory built out of the factory in Oregon. All Garmin glass, so they're all technically advanced aircraft with the latest and greatest technology and safety. So that's what we've been building our flight school around. So.
Question?
Awesome, that's great. Thank you guys. Yeah, I guess for my first question, how did you hear about Aviatize?
Yeah, I can jump into this a little bit. So, a lot of what our business started with was at Oshkosh last year, and something that this place is just so amazing, the amount of relationships that you make, and one of them was another flight school as well that has been around for years, is very well established, and they have used, believe a couple of the different software programs that are out there for flight scheduling, for maintenance, for billing. And we actually leaned on them, and had an opportunity we heard the name Aviatize through them, and we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're using SLSAs. A lot of other flight schools aren't, that Mike mentioned, but we did want to do some things a little different. We want to be, leading in the flight training space by having modern aircraft, having modern avionics, having modern technology and the engines that we're using. And we felt that through looking at Aviatize, that aligned with our business model. Aviatize is something it's cleaner, it's modern software that I think is doing something a little bit different, not reinventing the wheel, not doing something crazy that nobody else is doing, but doing things a little bit better, and so that aligned with our business model and what we're trying to do. Any other thoughts on that?
No, that's good.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So then, along the lines, can you tell us a little bit about how you're using Aviatize with your academy?
Yeah, sure. So it's core to operations every single day. It's the scheduling is what we're using constantly. all flights check in, every flight check in and check out through Aviatize, either for the app or you can do it from the browser on your phone. It's also all of our billing goes through Aviatize, integrated with credit cards, the Stripe. And then for scheduling maintenance, that's the other big part that we use on the daily. So it's all keeping track of what we also use it for communicating with all of our students, sending messages to our students, instructors. So everybody's in there. It's the first thing we do when we set up a new student is set them up in Aviatize, and then we get the reservation on the books. So yeah, it's very, and then we also have our curriculum in there. So yeah, scheduling, billing, communication, curriculum, all of it. And then maintenance planning.
Yeah, I think the one thing I want to touch on the curriculum side that's really helpful for us is that we have our full TCOs into Aviatize, and so we're able to monitor the progress of students and have a quick snapshot and have a lot of different information at our fingertips to be able to see how our students are progressing through our professional pilot program, which we're just starting. So we've got students that are out there flying for fun, but when it comes to training, creating professional pilots from zero all the way through CFII, it's crucial for us to be able to have some great tools at our fingertips to be able to see their progress, monitor how well they're doing, be able to adjust billing. And then the other thing that I really think is cool with Aviatize for us is the ability to really make the software work for us as a flight school. So it's good. I love it. This is the part of being at an air show, is it's loud. If you can't hear that, there's absolutely loud planes going on all the time, which is the best part. Everybody just stops when you're doing an interview and looks up and sees exactly what's flying. But so there is some ability to customize, which you guys have just been absolutely great with to make it work the best for us. So we're loving Aviatize.
Awesome. Thank you guys for coming out here and bringing your plane on our booth here. I guess anything else from you guys?
No, we just... It's good timing for all of us.